Alright, let's go see the Dark God and see what they got to say. Is it here? Yeah. Our vast magical power will be more beneficial to the Dark Lord than any of the other 6 ancestors. My magical power shall be more beneficial to the Dark Lord than any of the other 6 ancestors. Tomorrow will join the art of the divine soul regression. My power, offer it to the Dark God. We must get you back to your original form as quickly as possible. To the Dark God, I give my life. Kanade join the art of the divine soul regression. I don't want to do anything that makes me hungry, but if it's for the Dark God, that's a different story. Hiruko join the art of the divine soul regression. The Dark God needs my power? I'll give as much as I can. Canon join the art of the divine soul regression. Now we have all 6 ancestors. 6 ancestors have all lined up around the body of the Dark God. The amount of magical power they are sending must be considerable. The art is on track, but the time it will take to revive the Dark God is unclear. After all, we do not know when the resurrection will take place. It's at that moment that we decide to leave the matter to the 6 ancestors. The 6 ancestors are all here! How are you guys doing? Who are you? It's me! We already know each other, don't we, Luca? The mysterious figure advanced on the spot. To my surprise, it was Coron, whom we had met at the Colosseum. You are the dragon swordsman who defeated Ingomwa! Why on earth are you here? I told you, my purpose in life is to defeat the strong, to prove I am the strongest in the world. Did you say you came? So you saying you came here for the 6 ancestors? No, I'm just saying hello. It's been a long time, my sisters. You called me a sister? What are you saying? I don't remember having a sister like you. You are... No way! In that lost memory. Hey, Tamamo, you've grown up a lot, haven't you? It seems like my memory was extracted from the 6 ancestors after all. Are you so afraid of me that you go that far, Mother? No, Dark God Aliphes. Yeah, you scared me. Your presence is an undeniable reminder of my immaturity. Therefore, I erased you from existence. I have erased you from my records, my memory, everything. Void Dragon, Coron. That is your name. Well, you're not wrong, Mother. I'm the strongest in the world. It's only natural you should be afraid. You're wrong. I was not the one who put you to death. Ha! No more discussion! The Flying Sphere released by Void Dragon. Its mind pressure was so strong that it even stopped us from breathing. What power! We heard that she's a strong dragon, but we have no idea she was so out of the ordinary. I told you, it's no longer in my hands. After intimidating us and blocking us from any action, the dragon turned to the 6 ancestors who were staying in line. I'll take you all on together! We'll have hand-to-hand combat! Oh my! That's a CG! You seem to be someone who's closely related to us. But you will be defeated by all 6 ancestors together! The first to make their move was Saja, the most powerful of the 6 ancestors. Scorching fire! Crawl upon the earth! Black Dragon Kasura! The Black Dragon's breath, formed by flames, attacked the imaginary dragon. Attack Void Dragon. Oh, what a cool breeze. The F607363 World's Dark Phoenix I hunted was far more effective. The jet black sword in her right hand swung haphazardly, and with that alone, the scorching flames released by Saja were cut away. What's wrong with her? Oh, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm gonna blow you away! Wait, Cannon. First of all, let's see what the other side does. You're still the same, Tamamo. The same as those days when you were peeking out from behind the trees. The sword flash that Coron unleashed blew away Cannon with a single blow. Not only that, even Tamamo, who was behind her, was struck. Two of the 6 ancestors were brought to the ground in just one cleave. This is truly unprecedented power, strength worthy of calling itself the strongest. Ridiculous. If you go in carelessly, you'll end up with Cannon. Like Cannon. Realizing their transcendent strength, the 6 ancestors are waiting to see how they will fare. What, you're not coming? Well then, let me show you a big move! The Void Dragon concentrated her power in the sword and spear she carried in both hands. The sword in her right hand held dark power, while the spear in her left hand held holy power. The earth trembles and the air cracks. The spirit of the Void Dragon shakes space itself. Don't die from this, sisters. You'll pull through somehow. Void Dragon Flash! The Sword of Darkness and the Holy Spear cross each other and release a wide spread to the left and right. The conflicting light and darkness create a fusion reaction, and their power spread explosively. The shockwave of chaos that burns everyone it touches to ashes. The wave of destruction unleashed by the foe Void Dragon approached the 6 ancestors who stood side by side. Saja tried to deploy a defensive barrier, but the force of the attack was too strong for it to stop, and the defensive barrier disappeared as well. Tamamo was no different, as was Saja. The thousands of defensive techniques crossed her mind, but there was no way to avoid their impending death. I'm going to die? With the type of shockwave that surges over a wide area, there's no place to even escape. Cannon dreamt their own figure disappearing without leaving a speck of dust behind. So much skill, released so carelessly! Neither Haruko or Cannon, who excelled in vitality among the 6 ancestors, could do anything. Caught in the approaching shockwave, their entire bodies were blown away and extinguished. While all 6 ancestors realized their own mortality, it was Minagi who jumped ahead, though. It's impossible to receive and impossible to avoid. Then there's no other way but to cancel it out! Ah! Darkness in her right hand, light in her left. Minagi unleashed her most powerful secret. The shockwave that reduced to ashes and the fist that annihilated everything. The two collided, and the enormous energies converged into nothing. Damn, managed to offset it. Minagi Void Dragon performed a large, careless move, as if she was trying to get rid of an insect. On the other hand, Minagi would die if she made a mistake. Even so, it was all she could do just to offset the attack. If there was a difference between the power of the two, it is as much as the difference between heaven and earth. Oh, you did it, huh? I never thought that Minagi, who was the weakest, could use such a technique. Tenchi Kaikuken, the move I originally intended to use against Saja. Why would you do that? Did I do something to offend Minagi? You use that blow against the current false dragon flash, that's all there is to it. If you survive, that's great. But it's a bit of a letdown that Mother has been weakened. Oh, okay. In every world, I've decided to kill you with my own hands. Alright. The Void Dragon turned to face the Dark God anew. Her killing spirit is gone, but none of the 6 ancestors move. So you still hate me for killing you, or rather, trying to kill you. I don't hate you! You're the one who taught me the providence of the world! That's why you're the first I kill in every world, to prove that I am stronger than you! It seems that you killed me in your world, but that's just because I was weaker than you were. You were right. I was right. I had to keep proving I am right. Well, I knew you were. I can't motivate myself if you're like that. Up your strength as much as you can. I'll come back and challenge you when the time comes. I'll leave it at that for today. Thus, the Void Dragon left the scene, leaving everyone with a strong sense of shock, frustration, and defeat. Your Majesty, please explain. Who is Void Dragon? As if representing the 6 ancestors, Saja asked the Dark God a question. Even Tamamo, who would have been the first to rebel, waited for the Dark God's response. Only this time she was not surprised. There is nothing false or untrue about her words. She was the first of the 6 ancestors that I erased. Your sister. What? I didn't know we had her as a sister! So that vision that I had at that time wasn't mistaken. However, in our world, as is in the canonical history, the Void Dragon is already dead. But it seems that among the myriad of parallel worlds, there was a world where Void Dragons survived. And she seems to be walking around different worlds, perhaps destroying her own world and leveling many worlds. To prove that she is the strongest, is what the dragon said. She's been walking through several parallel worlds, slaughtering the strongest at every turn. There are girls who are unruly and strong, so I was told. I thought she was at Michaela or Lucifina level. As you can see, she's stronger than even a god. Well, when I knew her, she was not that out of the ordinary. She must have been even further tempered her power, which was ordinarily comparable to that of a god, as she crossed parallel worlds and fought stronger opponents. Now that she's actually before us, there's no point in hiding it. Let's talk about the old days. I was not expecting this to go on this long. I was expecting to show up here to say that we need to wait and see what happens. Yeah, but epic lore time. In the ancient times, before you 6 ancestors were born, I could not bear my loneliness and decided to create a daughter. It's the same as at the same time as when I created Michaela and Lucifina. As a god, the first thing you'll wish for is your own likeness, right? Yeah, that's right. Just as Ilias created the primordial angels as our own alter ego, I, too, created my daughter with all my might. I also combined the genes of the old dragon tribe that roamed the earth at the time. Thus was born Void Dragon, a daughter with a body that approaches my own and a fine sense that surpasses my own. The dragon adored me and learned from me eagerly. I drilled into her the truths of this world. The world of survival of the fittest, and where only power can rule the world. If you are weak, you die. If you are strong, you rule. You used to think that way, didn't you? Power is everything, and the only thing needed in this world is strength. We heard the story from Ilias. She said that the death of her daughter changed her mind about it. Void Dragon learned my teachings eagerly, and her strength increased. In the struggle with the old dragons, she showed her strength to its fullest. That's when the war between the Dark God and the old dragon tribe began. It wasn't a war. It was a private conflict over a slightly different habitat. The old dragons would only fight individually. There was no organized action. The only forces at war were me and Void Dragon. I wouldn't call that a war. Void Dragon attacked the old dragon tribe thoroughly. She attacked enemy settlements and destroyed them without regard for their young. She boasted to me about how many she had killed and rejoiced in the praise from her parents. The next thing I knew, I was afraid of her. Her values were completely based on power and strength alone. There was no other measure she had. She did not know how to love or care for others. I raised her that way. You failed to raise your child. At the time, I created 5 more daughters. Together with her elder sister, Void Dragon, they formed the 6 ancestors. She seemed to love her sisters in her own way, but one word made me choose to destroy Void Dragon. I'm back, my beautiful girls. Dark Goddess! Welcome back! I'm so glad that this expedition was not a complete disaster. Oh, Void Dragon. Oh man, it was just enough for me. Welcome back, sister! Welcome back! The young six ancestors rejoiced innocently at their triumphant return. At that time, the power of the old dragons had been drastically reduced due to the success of Void Dragon. You guys should train to become as strong as me. Then you can all help Mother. Still, don't you want your sisters to have fun? How fast you're getting ahead of yourself, Coron. Even so, power is everything in this world. If you stay weak, it doesn't matter how strong you stay weak. I'll kill you myself. When I heard those words, I decided to slay Void Dragon. At this time, the power of Void Dragon had already surpassed my own. I had no confidence in killing them, even by surprise. So I turned to Ilias's holy art to stop the movements of Void Dragon for just a few seconds. Your daughter went out of control. We needed a means to assassinate her. That's what the Dark God told me. At the time, the Dark God and I were in a state of mutual invulnerability. Or rather, it felt like we lived in different places. Even though Void Dragon is a dangerous element that has caused trouble for the Dark God, it's better to get rid of it than to leave it unattended. I thought so, and provided the Dark God with the sealing technique. If effected, it would be enough to seal them, not just for a few seconds, but for a whole year. With Ilias's help, I summoned Void Dragon to Mount Horai. She, unaware of my plans, was happy to meet me. When I offered to give her a lesson, she happily obliged. For her, it was a play between mother and daughter that had long since ceased. She had no idea her mother was thinking of destroying her. Even if I attacked her while sleeping, I wouldn't be able to defeat Void Dragon. Her most vulnerable moment is right after she fires a special move. Therefore, I had her fire her ultimate technique while calling it practice. Coron was so brave that she demonstrated her secret move to me, her mother. And after she fired her secret technique, I activated the holy formula borrowed from Ilias. Ilias's technique was so effective that she even stopped moving for 2 seconds. The imaginary dragon had a look on her face like she didn't know what happened. I mean that she stopped moving after 2 seconds. The technique was so good it could have been sealed for a year. Wait, no, okay, so it was only 2 seconds. The technique was so good it should have been sealed for a year, but only lasted 2 seconds? Is this some kind of test? She said a moment later. Seizing the opportunity, I destroyed the heart of Coron with a single blow. so it ended. The end of my incompetence. The inhumanity of a mother striking down her own daughter. False dragon was sinless. She was just raised by a foolish mother as an outcast. It is I who am guilty. I who was foolish. It is I who should be destroyed. It was all my fault. And you lost your former supremacy and got into seclusion. It is beyond absurd to say that a person who could not even lead a single daughter properly should rule over people. I created Haruko and then retreated. Ilias, he didn't like that very much. This world should be managed by God. Between light and darkness, it should have been bifurcated. I casually rebuffed your idea, and the conflict deepened. I thought you were the only one who understood me. You and I were the only ones who could reign as gods. The difference in values about what gods should be like, that somehow became complicated into a conversation about world hegemony. You were supposed to stand alongside me, but you left everything behind and withdrew. I couldn't allow that. God is not all-powerful. We are but incarnations of light and darkness. Even if we ruled the world, it would inevitably fail. Thus the conflict between me and the Dark God became decisive. 2,000 years ago, the beginning of the Great Monster Wars. As a result, I was brought to this stage as a Dark Ally. You know how the rest happened without me having to tell you. That's my story. No, confession. Thus, the Dark God finished her long talk, and a heavy silence passed between us and the 6 ancestors. Your Majesty had been enduring such heartache for so long. Why didn't you talk to me at least a word about it? If you had told me... If I had told you, you would have given me an unnecessary sermon, wouldn't you? Of course I would have! How could I not? Thus ended the story of the Dark God, the existence of the 6th ancestor that had been erased. Void Dragon was revealed. Well, now's not the time to dwell on the past. It's time to think about the present. Hey. What is this when the Dark God's hurting so much, you cold-blooded fox? Of course I understand Her Majesty's distress, but right now, there's a tremendous threat in the form of a Void Dragon. Tamamo's right. Void Dragon is the threat on hand. This is no time to lament the past. As, that being said, they will challenge us in the near future, given her character. There's no possibility of a trap or devious plan. You will only be able to defeat them in a straightforward manner. The only countermeasures is to raise the level of our own strength. So in the end, we have to keep going around the world. And keep fighting as we have been doing. The adventurous journey itself becomes a mean of strengthening our power. We gain levels by fighting powerful enemies. And we gain equipment and items, and gain the ability to fight. Well then, let's continue our adventurous journey. Prepare for the decisive battle against Void Dragon that will come one day. If there is a challenge from Void Dragon, you may call upon us. The 6 ancestors will come together to face them. My deepest secret art's the one I developed against Saja. Next time, I must make a Void Dragon eat them. Why did you develop that technique? Do you have a grudge against me, Minagi? The 6 ancestors will be there to help us in the decisive battle against Void Dragon. Until then, we continue our journey. As the story goes, here at last the 6 ancestors have gathered. We're using this technique. It wouldn't be a problem with at least one of us left. So, one of us will help you on your adventure. Speak to the one you wish to take with you and we will accompany you. Oh, thank you! I'll go ahead and pick one of you. One of the 6 ancestors will accompany us on our journey. Choose the one you want to take and talk to them. Frankly, I don't think any of you are worth using at the moment. But anyway, I need to get out of here so I can go to bed. I still have work tomorrow.